Hello everyone, and welcome back to another part of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax. I turned off auto blinking, so if it looks a little funky, that's why. Yeah. Excessive blinking. Now it's actually me that's blinking instead of the avatar doing it for me. Which may potentially be better. Or worse, I don't know. Oh my gosh, give me a sec. I like the kind of dopey look it gives me sometimes. Looks pretty interesting. Anyways, blue skies and azure oceans spread out before my eyes. A gentle breeze brushes my cheek as I stand on a blindingly glistening beach, the sun shining from above. The sound of waves is calming.
What am I doing here? Wasn't I going through maintenance at Mitsuru-san's place?
I retrace my memories with a hint of bewilderment. Because I had been severely damaged in the recent battles, I was to undergo full repairs at the laboratory in the Shadow Operatives facility. I was placed into a protective case, and Fuka-san explained what was going to happen while Aiga stood nearby.
Oh, this must be a dream then.
I vaguely remember this sensation. It's similar to something I've experienced a number of times before. Fuka-san said that she would shut down my consciousness during the maintenance, thus I shouldn't be able to dream. Is this a random phenomenon occurring during my robot process? Reboot.
I'm dressed like this again.
Not robot. I'm wearing the uniform from Yasogami High. My arms are human arms. Since what's in the heart can be reflected in dreams, this must be one of my desires. Still, I know it's nothing more than an illusion. I understand, and I won't be able to deny it any longer. This isn't really an appearance that I wanted to recall so soon, after all that happened yesterday. But it seems to me, deep within my heart won't let me be that way. Still, as I gaze at the scenery, I eventually stop caring. I take a step towards the pier that juts out from the beach, then turn my attention to my internal GPS.
Guess there's no use doing something like that in a dream.
I don't need my GPS to know what this place is. It's where I hid a certain wish in my heart some time long ago.
It's so beautiful. If this really is a dream, maybe I can keep going.
Just while I think that, the pier under my feet crumbles and disappears without a sound. Just like that, the azure waters swallow me. That doesn't sound good. The sun's light becomes dim, but I feel no anxiety. A mysterious sensation envelops me, as if everyone is near me, and I'm connected with everyone. Eventually, when the feeling of floating becomes stronger, and I lose all sense of up and down, the sea changes into a field of countless lights in the darkness.
Now, where could this be?
It seems I have an odd guest. Oh?
I'm sorry, what the fuck?
You're that misrepresent. No. Press stand? Ah, yes, Miss President. We met the other day.
Misrepresent, yes. Elizabeth, that is very right. I turn towards the voice and see a familiar woman in a blue dress. Elizabeth. She gave me a word of caution during yesterday's battle, but when I had been turning my eyes away from my true self. This is an unexpected reunion with a person who appeared before me like a storm and left with the same amount of force.
Oh, hi. Thanks a bunch for back then.
I
I
see.
didn't get to thank you properly at the time.
me when tired. But I'm not.
You faced yourself and overcame the ordeal through your strength alone. And the feelings of those at the scene certainly helped as well. Still, my assistance was merely the cake under the ice.
Under the ice? I don't know what that means, but this place is beautiful. Where am I?
Cake under ice. That's confusing. Also, I have I'm not really sure what you would call them, but inverted eyelids, where it's not like other people's where it shows the entire part of the eyelid and it just goes inside of your head. So whenever I make certain expressions, the avatar thinks that I'm closing my eyes. It's trying to say that I have no eyelids. Anyways.
This is a world within people's hearts. Since you are here, it's most likely that you are at rest in the real world. Now that you have gained a heart of your own and are nurturing it, I wouldn't be surprised if you were to wander here at times.
That all sounds pretty complicated. What are you doing here, Elizabeth?
To put it as Frank would, it is a secret. But if there was something I could say about it, I am yearning for an unseen power.
Okay, I have a question. Who the fuck is Frank?
Huh? You want power too? Even though you're insanely strong already?
Oh, all this talk of power has reminded me of something. It seems you have obtained a new power through that battle earlier. I do not mean to be rude, but my adorable personality cannot restrain my infinite curiosity for such things. Would you show it to me?
Huh? Wait. Hey, hold on now. Are you saying you want to fight me right this minute?
My, how could I have forgotten? A boisterous brawl in this place would certainly not be elegant.
I'm not talking about where we are.
Worry not. I will prepare a worthy stage at once.
Wait, you'll what?
She flips open the book with a fluid motion. As she does, a blue circle draws itself into the air, and the scenery around us changes.
This place.
Did you really have to pick this place? I mean, come on. The tranquil ocean-like area changes into a familiar place. This is the announcement room at the school that I had created. Beyond the class is the red-stained room hanging corpses of my sisters I had destroyed with my own hands. I feel a lump in my throat as the memories come back to me. I look down to see my body has returned to its cold, white metallic one. This is my true form.
Oh, are you a bit shaken? My apologies, but it seems we're being pressed for time.
How rude. Before I can sort out my emotions, the aura I feel from Elizabeth begins to intensify. She's coming.
Without further ado, here I come. Your fate is in the cards.
Ugh, you and constantly wanting to battle. Can you get more original, please? I feel like there's so much more you can do, rather than just fighting.
Final.
I anticipated. Pray forgive me. Here is some electricity. Your phone.
Oh no. Take this! Summon it!
What? My attack. You're frozen.
Watch out!
This is off the time. Oh my. Oh no. I anticipated.
And she just managed to do that somehow. I see.
Here is some free food. Pardon me. Let's change things up.
Oh my god. Fucking hell, dude. She is very oppressive in her nature of fighting.
I anticipated. Forgive me.
Penalty.
Your fate is in the card. It was remarkable. That was remarkable.
Watch out! On out!
What? Oh,
So Daisy!
impressive.
Take this!
Yes.
From this yet? Impressive. You have shown me your potential.
That's what I get for giving her chances.
Well done. I have indeed witnessed the power you have acquired.
While I was preoccupied with fighting Elizabeth, I remembered something. This is the place where I faced myself and gained something precious and irreplaceable. Yukun, Mitsuru-san, and the others. Imagining their faces caused me mysterious strength to well up from within me.
Have I gotten stronger?
Elizabeth smiles. She calmly returns to the conversation we had been having.
Whether you can accomplish your wish and your heartfelt promise is up to you. If you can't do it, no one else will be able to do it for you. But from a different perspective, that means that anything is possible depending on you. Don't you think it could be perceived that way?
If I do it.
That is correct. Though, it would be most important to prioritize overcoming the ordeal that is coming your way.
Huh? What ordeal? Isn't this just a dream?
The ordeal that has made itself known quite close by. I bid you good luck.
Wait, hold on! What's this ordeal you're talking about? What do you mean?
The announcer room begins to fade to white and disappear into the distance, and I hear a siren-like sound. As if in sync with the siren, Elizabeth begins to grow hazy as well.
Wait! You have to tell me more!
Aw, come on. Why you gotta leave like that? My own voice is lost in the warning sound that crashes over me like waves. I just need to talk to her. Just a little more. But you can't. Because you're being spirited away. The moment after everything goes white, the laboratory appears in my vision. An ear-piercing wailing sound fills the air. This is the real world.
Good. You're finally up and running. Seriously, I am terrible with machines.
I look towards the voice and see an unfamiliar man in a black pinstripe suit. The man looks frustrated as he fumbles with my case, disconnecting the wires leading to the terminals in my body.
So how about it? Can you move?
Who are you?
I'm Kurosawa, a police detective. Oh, do you know what a police detective is?
Kurosawa. I have no memory of this man, but for some reason I recognize his name. This must be the information that was inserted into my knowledge database. Beginning personnel scan. Matching iris and voice print. Identified. Detective Kurosawa.
Oh, are you with Mitsuru-san and them?
Something like that.
As far as I can find in the database, he seems to be a person who couldn't be trusted. He has a long history of private and public interaction with Mitsuru-san and the other Shadow operatives.
I'll make this quick. There's an emergency. The car that that Mitsuru Kurijo was in has gone missing.
Mitsuru-san? What do you mean?
An emergency? She's missing. Only after hearing this do I pause to re-examine my surroundings. That siren must be a response to these ongoing events. I'm unable to get a grasp of the situation and only become more confused.
We'll talk later. We need to get to the roof.
As he speaks, Detective Kurosawa tosses me a small bundle. I open it to find the Asagami High uniform I'd been wearing in my dream. Does he want me to wear this? Though I'm still perplexed, I put on the uniform Detective Kurosawa told me, gave me, and follow him as he runs towards the stairway. see that his gun is drawn. As we bound up the stairs, I desperately ask him questions boiling up in my mind.
Kurosawa-san, are Mitsuru-san and the others okay? Who took them?
Go quietly. We've got to hurry here. We were being pursued, too.
I'm taken aback for a moment. The shadow operatives may be part of the National Police Agency, but their existence has been kept hidden from the civilian population. This lab's very extensive, should be hidden from ordinary people, and yet it has been attacked.
Enemies? Hey, I could...
Don't. The ones coming after us are human. On top of that, they're from public safety.
This only confuses me even more. What's going on here? The public safety group are at the very top of the National Police Agency Security Bureau. They should be on our side. Why would they be coming after us? I bit my lip in fear. I thought that I'd finally meet people who understood me, and I finally had a place where I belong. Yet now that I've awakened, I've been pursued by armed people once more. People who are supposed to be on our side at that. Painful memories of Yakushima return to my mind. I shake my head and try to clear it of these thoughts, but it's not that easy. At the moment, Detective Kurosawa speaks up as if he has seen something through my emotions.
I know it has to be tough, but bear with it. That's how you live, by fighting.
His words snap me out of my reverie. That's right. The world isn't always filled with things like this. There are people who understand me and accept me, and they're all staying right by my side. Had I not made my own decision to protect these people?
Thanks, Kurosawa-san. Say, wanna take a shortcut to the roof?
With that, I pick up Kurosawa-san and run ahead. I'm gonna do everything I can.
Hey, what are you...
I jump and ignite the boosters on my back, then kick off the wall. It's a bit of a rough move, but I had determined that it's our best interest to proceed as quickly as possible in this situation.
Here we go!
Whoa!
Oh my god. Labras Airlines. We shoot up the staircase to the next landing, where I kick the wall again and send us flying up the staircase in the opposite direction. I repeat this a number of times, rocketing us up an extremely long staircase, allowing us to reach the door on the rooftop in less than a minute.
You've got some nerve.
Sorry, but...
It's fine. Looks like I can trust you to get things done.
Detective Kurosawa seems pale, but he stands up and I see the strength of will in his eyes as he speaks to me.
Well, from here on, this is a battle that only you can fight.
When he opens the door slightly, the chilly air from outside rushes in through the gap.
I'm putting their lives in your hands.
Kurosawa opens the door fully, and the wind whips at us. Ugh. I hope that accent is accurate to Labras's.
Go on. Go now!
Gotcha! Okay! Hikaru-san, let's go!
Looks like we managed to get away.
We got out in time. It's nice to meet you, Labras. I'm Yukari Takiba.
Oh, yes. I'm Kanemata. Wow, so it's true that you're like Aiga's-san.
Yes, very true.
Oh, and this is Koromaru. Huh? A dog? He's not just a pet. Koromaru might not look like it, but he can fight as well.
Beginning personnel scans. Everyone on this helicopter seems to be a member of Shadow Operatives. According to the new data I was given during my repairs, they all look like Mitsuru-san's friends since high school. These people are all comrades who fought alongside Mitsuru-san and each other.
Takeba-san? You're dressed in a kinda interesting way.
Huh? Oh, this? Yeah, I got picked up suddenly from my job and I didn't have any time to change. I bet I'm never gonna hear the end of this. Also, you can just call me Yukari. I hope we get along, Labras.
But to think that organization would come after us now at such an important time. If Kurosawa-san hadn't gotten that tip, we'd be doomed. Hey, right. What's going on with those guys? Who are they again? Public safety? Oh, that's right. You don't know.
Rincon politely explains the situation to me. Some people in the public safety department don't think well of the shadow operatives. When Mitsuru-san and the others went missing, public safety took advantage of the confusion and attempted to take control over the shadow operatives' headquarters. They have been trying to remove Mitsuru-san from her position and showed up at the lab in an attempt to confiscate me for evidence. To move this quickly, after she disappeared though, public safety must have some way of knowing what's going on with the shadow operatives.
They say Mitsuru-san set everything up. She would never. I can't understand it either. All this about honor and adult circumstances is foolish.
Yeah, but there are some people in public safety who don't agree with that. Or else Kurosawa-san wouldn't have gotten that anonymous tip.
Oh, that reminds me. I wonder if Kurosawa-san's okay.
Koromaru says that he's alright.
Huh? Can you understand dogs too, Yukari-san?
Well, no, but I've known Koromaru for a while, and that just seems like what he's saying. I'm sure Kurosawa-san will be just fine.
Kuromaru-san's white fur reminds me of something. Snowy. My friend who I met with on that southern island. I can tell from Yukari-san's words that the other people here in this helicopter know each other very well.
So where are we going now anyway? We're gonna go look for Mitsuru-san and them, right?
Right. It looks like there was an increased shadow reading someplace called Inaba, and they were headed there. We'll go that way for now.
Inaba.
That's right. This could be the continuation of the events from yesterday. An ordeal. Elizabeth's words from my dream echo in my mind.
Don't look so gloomy. I'm sure Mitsuru-senpai's fine. She's got Akihiko-senpai, Fuka, and even Aigus with her after all. Oh, right. You're Aigus' sister, aren't you?
Yeah, that's right. I was made just before her, though.
You seem so stiff. You don't need to be so polite with us.
I heard that you were an earlier model than Aigus-san, but you don't seem less advanced at all. You seem perfectly normal. Do you fight with that axe you're carrying? Could I touch it?
The two of them are interacting with me quite normally, even though they know I'm a machine. Even though they must know what happened in Inaba and about my past. That acceptance makes me happy. Koromaru-san is gazing intently at me too.
Yukari-san, have you been able to make contact with Yori-san?
A voice from the cockpit interrupts us. Kikuno-san, Mitsuru-san's maid, in the pilot's seat. She seems demure, but if she can pilot a helicopter like this, her skills seem to know no limits. But I've been told that Kikuno-san is a persona user. Isn't it dangerous for her to come up with us in a situation like this?
I completely forgot. Hold on a sec.
Yukari-san pulls out her cell phone. It seems they are trying to meet with Junpei Iori and the other part-time shadow operative, and also a fellow comrade since high school. While Yukari-san is on the other phone, I decide to ask Kikuno-san about the doubts I have.
Saikawa-san, you're not a persona user, are you?
Please call me Kikuno. And no, I only have the potential towards the dark hour.
Oh, I didn't know you had that. Even the maids in the Kirijo family are amazing.
Okay, she has the potential, which means she can awaken a persona if need be. Or if situation arises and she adapts to it anyways.
So that means you can't fight shadows, right? Then ain't it dangerous for you to come along?
If I have the correct information, then the grotesque monsters known as shadows or enemies can only be defeated by people who can use personas. In other words, since Kikuno-san is an ordinary human, she can never defeat a shadow, even if she was most proficient warrior in the world. If she ever encountered a shadow on her own, Kikuno-san would face immediate death. And yet she smiles warmly as she answers me.
There are more ways to deal with shadows than the direct method. We've never met in person, but I was involved in the operation to rescue you last time. We all do whatever we can to the best of our abilities to fulfill the roles we've been given. That is what it means to fight.
Wow, she's a true professional.
Be honest, I don't understand. True, Kikuno-san is helping us by piloting the helicopter for us. But if that's all it took, then someone could easily program me with an ability to fly the helicopter, and there would be no need for Kikuno-san to be exposed to the danger or having to join us in this operation.
I'd see.
I can't think of any other words to say, and I look away from her. I end up meeting Kin-kun's eyes, and I feel a little awkward.
It's no use, he's not picking up. This is so important. Why now?
Hikari-san puts down her phone and turns to us again. Everyone's attention returns to getting up to speed on the current situation.
Oh well. We'll just have to begin our search on our own.
You know, Kikuno-san, I'm surprised you knew where we were without having to contact us at all.
I traced the GPS signals from your cell phones. We're still partners with the police force, so it's no problem to do that in an emergency. Then again, we've just seen how even that doesn't always help.
You mean about Junpei-san?
It's like he's going out of his way to inconvenience us.
I mean, he is Junpei. It wouldn't surprise me if something is going on and he's just, like, broke his phone or something. Hikari-san sighs with an exasperated expression. As I reflect that this Junpei-san appears to be something of an odd person, Kikuno-san taps her armrest as if remembering something.
Oh dear, I almost forgot. Labra-san, please review these documents until we arrive at our destination.
With that, Kikuno-san hands me a folder.
Fuka-san asked me to tell you about this, but under the circumstances, would you please look through the material on your own?
As I flip through the documents in the thick file, I notice that certain names appear in it again and again. Mitsuru, Akihiko, and the names of everyone here. What is this?
It's a summary of the activities that took place 3 years ago.
3 years ago? You must mean... I see. Whoever's behind what's going on is definitely connected to those events.
3 years ago refers to the incident leading to Mitsuru-san and the rest beating one another. I've had a chance to go over it in detail, but supposedly it's the case that became the impetus for Mitsuru-san to establish the Shadow Operatives. In the bonds that they have formed among each other, they were nurtured through the battles that they took part back then. Such deep connections look radiant to my eyes. I decide that it's important, and I learn more about what happened then. As important as learning about who or whatever's behind the events going on now. If I just wanted information on it, I could easily just transfer the data directly into my memory. But by actively reading it like this, I will be able to understand what happened. The thoughtfulness of treating me the same as a person makes me happy. Kikuno-san glances at me one more and nods slightly as if in approval.
I think it looks good on you. A proper appearance is important when going out on a grand stage.
Does she mean the uniform I'm wearing? Oh, I get it. She must have been the one who prepared the Yasugami form that Kusawa-san gave me. This accent's tripping me up a bit. This sudden compliment is a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile. I mean, this uniform. To me, it's proof of my connection to Yukon and his friends.
Thanks.
Kikuno-san reacts with a small smile, and then produces some other items.
Yukari-san, Ken-san, I have acquired evokers and suitable weapons for you.
Oh yes, evokers.
Wow, thank you. This would be the best for me.
Ken-kun takes a spear from Kikuno-san and sits with a satisfied expression. The spear is longer than Ken-kun and is tall, but he seems confident. Wouldn't such a weapon be too unwieldy for him to handle?
Kikuno-san, what is this?
Kikuno-san hands Yukari-san what appears to be a large pink bow that perfectly matches the suit she's wearing. Upon seeing it, Yukari-san looks baffled.
It's the ultimate arrow!
It's so pink.
I acquired reference material from the publisher and had it made. Don't worry, it's more functional than the prop on your show.
I'm pretty sure that makes it the best bow ever created, but...
In actual combat, I thought that using a form factor you're comfortable with would be best.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you to have a logical explanation like that.
Was my arrangement unnecessary?
Yeah, it was unnecessary. No, it's fine.
I like it. Can I see it for a moment?
As Ken-kun reaches towards the bow with interest, I sense the helicopter tilts slightly to the
We're
side.
circling around. Please hang on to something.
The helicopter leans more sharply as Kikuno-san speaks. It seems that we need to take more fuel before we reach Inaba. I reflect on Elizabeth's words as I look down and view the spreading... look down on the view spreading out below us. It reminds me of the mysterious sea-like place. Wait. Is it Yakushima? Oh, goodness. The enemy helicopter is heavy. Upon reaching the last known location of Mitsuru-san and the others, we immediately see that the guardrail is broken, as if the car had smashed through it. We look down the cliff and discovered a black vehicle below, unmistakably Mitsuru-san's limousine. There were no skid marks on the road that indicated braking, and the car's body was seriously damaged. It appeared that it had been going at a very high rate of speed when it hit the barrier. Everyone paled in an instant, and we all were at a loss for words. But the driver was the only person in the vehicle, and though he was injured, there were no traces of blood from anyone other than him in the car. We wondered for a moment if the others had been able to leave the vehicle on their own. But if they had, they would have tried to contact us. It also seemed odd that they left an unconscious and injured man behind. Furthermore, there would be no footsteps around the vehicle at all. But we did another search of the GPS signal, but there was no signs of their whereabouts. That left us with only one conclusion.
I hate to think about it, but does this mean that they've been captured?
Let us be optimistic and assume that they're still alive. If they were captured, then the enemy values their lives and will do no harm. We do have a chance.
I carried the injured driver from the bottom of the cliff back up to the road. Kikuno-san requested a vehicle to transport him to the hospital under the Karijo family's care. Kikuno-san made this decision since we wouldn't have been able to explain what happened to a normal ambulance. Also, it's possible that the people from public safety would take him away if he reported this to the authorities. Oh my goodness. Kikuno-san asked the personnel who arrived at the transport to try to ask the driver about what happened when he regained consciousness. That will likely be difficult, however. If this is similar to what happened last time, the driver would have no memories of the events, much like the people who captured me and transported me to Inaba last time. However, there's no guarantee that the same had happened to me and to the limousine driver. Oh my goodness. Now, Not long after, we were back in the helicopter, which takes us where we are now. To be honest, everyone's at a loss for words how bad the situation is. Inakun tries to change the topic in an attempt to divert us from our worries.
It's amazing that you know how to pilot a helicopter, Kikuno-san.
I suck at this accent. I can't do it.
I heard that it's hard to hover in the mountains. Did you train for that?
Only a couple of years ago, but I have taken part in an assault operation involving a helicopter.
You were in an assault with a helicopter? Where?
Just a high school dormitory.
Huh? Oh yeah, I remember that.
I decided to learn how to pilot in the event that if someone attempted the same move, I would be able to respond properly.
My understanding has been renewed. It seems that being a maid is a very serious and very difficult occupation. My bad.
Oh, damn. Well, I finally got in touch with Junpei. I don't know why, but he's already at Yaso Inaba Station, so I told him to stay there. In any case, we should head to Inaba too. We might find some kind of clue there.
Mitsuru-san's group had gone missing before sunset, and it's almost midnight now.
Whoever did this must be the same person who kidnapped Labra-san. It's unthinkable anyone else would be able to do that.
I think I'm too close to my mic again, and I'm just so used to being close to it.
The question is what he intends to accomplish by kidnapping them.
Inkun flips through the reports on the events of the case up until now, seemingly lost in thought. What is to be gained by kidnapping Mitsuru-san this time? At the moment, heavy static flickers across the video displays within the helicopter. Oh my goodness. It's sticking. It's sticking again. That's dangerous.
The strong win, while the weak disappear. Tonight, we will witness the hottest battles in all history. The goddess of victory is waiting to descend upon the ring. P1 fans, are you ready? Are you ready?
Time to let loose an all-out war!
The contestants in the previous P1 Grand Prix have returned for another tournament, right on the heels of the last one. These warriors will create another legend here at the world-shattering P1 Ring! These are battles of honor, battles of will. Sparks will fly. Some fight for pride, some fight for glory. Will this be decided by pure muscle, or will a battle of wits determine the outcome? Things are heating up! Tonight, who will win the title of champion? Who will be crowned with the winner's wreath? Whose tale of glory will resound for generations? All that remains are the dreams of the warriors. As the Grand Prix plunges into its final chapter, the P1 climax is...
Barely getting started!
Wow. How neat.
Hey, what was that just now? Weren't those the Persona users in Inaba? It showed Mitsuru-senpai and the others, too.
I read the case records. If I recall correctly, was that the Midnight Channel that was being broadcast in Inaba? I was on it too, but it wasn't like that last time.
All of us in the helicopter are utterly confused. Who would broadcast something like that and why? The P1 climax is obviously a continuation of the fighting tournament. Suddenly, the monitor switches on to another feed.
Yoo-hoo! Have you been well, Lobby-chan?
General Teddy? But I thought I already...
General Teddy, in the recent P1 Grand Prix, The one calling itself General Teddy turned out to be my own shadow. But I accepted my shadow and gained the power to use a persona. But if he's on the screen again, then General Teddy ignores my confusion and continues.
There's no way I'd go away so easily. I mean, a P1 without me is like a tuna sandwich without the tuna.
He can hear us? Isn't he that weird persona user named Teddy?
No, he must be the General Teddy who hosted the fighting tournament last time. The record said he'd been eliminated, though. General Teddy, where did you take Mitsuru-san and the others? If you don't give us a good answer, you're gonna pay!
It's past your bedtime, Cubby. If you're gonna keep giving me lip, I'm not going to explain anything.
Explain?
That's right. I mean, the three of you are very important guest stars in the P1 Climax, after all. So you'll participate, of course.
What? What are you after?
If you value the lives of the hostages, you yapping pup, you don't have any choice but to participate.
Huh?
The P1 Climax. It's the end of the world. One-on-one death match that's worthy of the name Climax. And best of all, if you don't win the one-on-one tournament to the finish within the hour, the world will end. No punches pulled this time. I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world. It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can. Alrighty then. Time to show off how that special stage is going.
The video feed switches to something else. Oh, goodness.
Was that Mitsuru Senpai?
Sonata-san, Aiga-san, and Fuka-san too!
What will be the fate of our captured queen and her loyal minions? Oh, and this is a no-fly zone. We don't have any room in the parking lot for that thing, so you'd better start walking to the battleground. As a little incentive, Persona! Gintoki Doji! Throw him a tomahawk!
I'm sorry, what? With that last command from General Teddy, the monitor turns off. After a moment of silence, Kikuno-san shouts from the cockpit.
An alarm? No. There really is a missile coming our way. Evasive maneuvers. Brace yourselves.
A missile? Ah!
As soon as Kikuno-san shouts, the helicopter makes a sharp turn and we're all thrown to the side. Seatbelts, people, come on. There's a deafening roar as the helicopter shakes madly but recovers.
Are we hit?
It barely missed, but there's a good chance that it will still detonate.
It exploded! Wait, it's a firework?
Oh my god. In the moments after the explosion, General Teddy's face was drawn in the night sky with a colorful sparks. We even managed to capture its image, taunting us with its tongue sticking out.
He obviously missed on purpose. It was most likely fired from the direction of Inaba.
That is not funny at all! Is he trying to start a war or something? Wait, what is that?
There's something in the distance. It's huge!
Yukari-san's points to the shape of the gigantic building stretching towards the sky. Something red is within that bizarre structure, trying to envelop the town below it. It's red fog?
I'll zoom in.
Kikuno-san adjusts the monitor that had just been displaying General Teddy's laughing face to show us the enormous structure up ahead. I notice Yukari-san and Kinkun both tense up when they catch the sight of it.
No way. This is just like
Tartarus.
Searching data for Tartarus, results found. A labyrinth that only appears during the dark hour, and a breeding ground for shadows. It was also the place where a powerful being was going to descend upon the world to bring out the destruction. The documents in my hand had a page dedicated to it as well. What I read there confounds me. 3 years ago, when Mitsuru-san and her companions were in high school, something happened there. All I can gather is that they fought desperately in a tower called Tartarus that resembles the one outside. As the red fog grows thicker, the building that Kinkun and Yukari-san referred to as Tartarus begins to disappear from our view.
I'm sorry to do this, but I have to withdraw before we're shot down.
But we've come so far.
If they fire another one at us, I won't be able to dodge again. Even if it's only a firework, a direct hit can still bring us down.
Hold on, Kikuno-san. Can you drop low enough somewhere so we can get out?
There's no way. If we land, we'll be sitting ducks.
No, once we're out, you get out of here. You don't need to land.
What do you say?
Please, do it. Don't worry. Remember, General Teddy asked us to come on foot. We'll manage somehow.
Understood. I'm looking for a landing site. There appears to be a large shopping center nearby.
While dodging explosions from missiles flying mercilessly towards us, the helicopter nosedives, plunging us towards the ground as we move closer to Inaba.
Labra-san, please take this. It may be of use. It contains the data that was taken from the Ergonomics Research Laboratory's top-secret files. The creator's name is Shuji Ikutsuki.
Shuji Ikutsuki. The name was also in the documents that Kikuno-san had given me. He betrayed Mitsuru-san at the last moment 3 years ago, and he revealed himself as an enemy. Ever since the death of Koetsu Kirijo, the patriarch of the Kirijo family 2 generations ago, this man took the lead in all the terrible events relating to the shadows. That is how dangerous this man is. But the documents also say that Ikutsuki took his own life.
The file name was Project Puppet Master. I'm not entirely sure if that's a code or a description of the project.
Puppet Master? Could that be something to do with me and Aigis?
I was only able to decrypt a portion of it, but it seems to be data on an experiment involving a plume of dusk.
An experiment with a plume of dusk. So, why are you giving this to me?
It may assist you in determining the enemy's identity. Actually, I found traces of an unauthorized attempt to access this file from outside of the Ergo Research Network. I investigated this and found that the requests made to break in originated from this vicinity, likely from within Inaba itself.
Huh? So someone in Inaba knew about that research before all this started and was looking for it?
Kikuno-san nods silently. Of all the files in the quarantine server to go after, if this one is specifically targeted, then the hacker must have at least known of its presence here. The cyber attack wasn't done by some ordinary hacker who brought into the server and was looking around out of curiosity, which means that the hacker is probably either the culprit himself or someone connected to them.
The firewall prevented the intruder from accessing the file, but the attempted hacker didn't even try to cover their tracks.
What? Who would do this?
The hacker didn't even attempt to cover their access to the server. Could that mean that they wanted someone to know about the existence of this file, even if they failed to access it? That doesn't make much sense. Putting aside whatever doubts we have, Kikuno-san continues on.
It was only in fragments, but the name Sho Minazuki appears many times in those files.
Who is he?
Sho Minazuki. I don't know that name. Could that possibly be the culprit? At the very least, there's no mistake that this person is deeply related to this case.
I'll contact you once we crack the encryption, but in case it becomes difficult to transfer the data to you, I'll give you a copy.
Then I'll download that data into myself and take a look at the parts that you've managed to decrypt.
That would be for the best.
Gotcha. Thanks.
Kikuno-san hands me a memory card, I insert it into my memory slot and save the data into my own internal memory. Just as Kikuno-san says most of its experience records, one file remains that cannot be read. Read. Project Puppet Master. What's in that file? Interesting.
We'll be over at Junes Shopping Center in a moment. Everyone, prepare to disembark.
Hold on, over there. Isn't there someone on the rooftop?
We all peer into the distance. Beyond the haze of the red fog is Inaba's largest shopping center. My search reveals that this place belongs to the chain named Junes. A blurry figure can vaguely be seen on the roof. Yukun? For a moment, I think someone I know well. I think of someone I know well. But the height and physique of the shape of the roof don't resemble anyone I know. Yukun raises a pair of binoculars and attempts to make out the figure's face.
That's impossible!
What the fuck?
Huh? What's wrong?
It's Ikutsuki.
How?
Huh? No way!
Literally how? Shuji Ikutsuki. The name leaves me at a loss for words. Perhaps he is mistaken. I open the side door at the helicopter and a strong gust of wind blows in. I ignore the wind and lean out to get a better look at the person on the roof. Oh shit. The helicopter is suddenly attacked from an unexpected direction, and the vehicle sways alarmingly. It wasn't another missile. When I look again, I see another shape standing near the figure on the rooftop. I knew it.
We're under attack by a persona!
Ah, shit. This doesn't make sense. According to the records, Shuji Ikutsuki was never able to use a persona. Is that man on the roof truly this Ikutsuki person? Oh my goodness.
For another attack. Incoming!
Before I can raise an objection, Yukari-san fixes her eyes on the enemy and draws near her evoker. As expected from someone who has been in actual combat for a whole year, she is quick to act.
Little persona!
Yukari-san's finger flexes on the trigger of her evoker, in the instant before she pulls it. Yukari-san's persona appears, creating a whirlwind around the helicopter that repels the attacker.
What? I didn't even use my evoker yet.
Seeing Yukari so bewildered sends a chill down my spine. Being able to summon a persona without a necessary tool to aid summoning. Mitsuru-san and Akihiko reported a similar unpleasant experience while inside the TV world. But this isn't inside the TV world. As outlandish and threatening as the situation is, there's no doubt that we're in the real world. General Teddy's words come back to me.
I'll make myself clear so that no one misunderstands. This will not be taking place within the TV world. It will, in fact, take place in the reality which you occupy. Enjoy it while you can.
Don't tell me. This fog that's enveloping the town is the same fog on the other side of the TV?
This is fun. What? What was that?
A new voice suddenly reaches my ears. Who was that? I look around in bewilderment. Did anyone actually talk? Am I hearing things? Kinkun's shout snaps me out of my thoughts.
Yukari-san, he's winding up for another one! We're getting off, Koromaru!
Yukari-san still looks confused, but Kinkun notices something and unbuckles his seatbelt with his spear at the ready. By this time, the helicopter has descended close enough for the roof to the Junes that people and dogs can easily jump down. Oromaru-san growls, and another persona appears at the same time. Ken-kun leaps out the cabin, stabbing at the enemy's persona, closing in on us. Oromaru-san's persona and Ken-kun's spear both hit and attack the enemy at the same time, and Ken-kun drops to the roof unharmed.
It seems you're always taking on the responsibility of saving others, Yukari-san.
Seriously, it's like, again, really? But I'll take this one. After all, I save the world on a weekly basis.
Oromaru-san and Yukari-san drop out of the helicopter and nimbly land on the roof. Amazing! Their combat abilities are equal to those of weapons like me or Igus, even though they're secondary members of the Shadow Operatives, used only in times of emergency. It seems as if they've been on this team this entire time. I quickly ready my eye and follow them. Goodness.
Yukari-san, everyone, please, save Lady Mitsuru.
You got it. But, you know, probably next episode, because this, oh my god, there's more reading. When I look back up at the red sky after landing, I see a helicopter gaining altitude while maintaining its balance. Thanks to Kikuno-san's desperate resolve and piloting skills, we managed to safely reach Inaba. I check my surroundings once more while praying for Kikuno-san's safety. This is the Inaba branch of Junes, that department store chain. We're at the food court on its rooftop. Normally, there would be plenty of people here, but given the current situation, it's obviously deserted.
Where did he go?
Ken-kun readies his spear and tries to peer into the fog, making visibility such a problem. We look around, ready for battle as well. Whoever attacked us should be nearby.
Hey, Ken-kun, did you really see Ikutsuki here a moment ago?
Yes. I didn't see him clearly, but there's no way I could have mistaken him.
That's impossible. I mean, Shuji Ikutsuki is...
That's right. Shuji Ikutsuki died 3 years ago. And we're just attacked by a persona. According to the records from that time, Ikutsuki had no persona.
At the very least, it looks like he's not nearby. We can't let our guard down yet, though.
She's right. I scan the area and read no one else here besides the 4 of us. I say as much, and we lower our weapons in order to discuss our strategy.
Koromaru and I are going to continue looking for him. If that really was Ikutsuki, there's no doubt that he's involved in this case.
That's true. Can you and Koro-chan go after that guy from earlier?
But that person seemed to be using a persona. Won't it be dangerous for you two going off on your own?
The 2 humans look surprised for a moment and trade glances. Did I say something odd?
Don't you worry about me and Koromaru. Even if we run into something we can't defeat, we'll find a way out of it.
And honestly, it's faster for us to split up. I am a bit worried, but I'm gonna believe in you guys.
We have an absolute faith in each other after having fought together for so long. It's not that they don't have concerns about one another, but they truly believe that they will accomplish their goals on their own. I wonder, will these people ever feel the same way about me? After all this time, I realize how the time shared between Yukari-san and Ken-kun separates me from my companions.
So I'll head to the station and get Junpei. It didn't seem like he'd figured out the situation yet.
Huh? Weren't you talking to him on the phone earlier?
I was, but that idiot's phone ran out of batteries or something while we were still talking. But even if I can't rely on him to keep his phone charged, he's still good in a fight, so I have to meet up with him.
I see. He seems like kind of a goofball.
Right? He's always been so useless. Huh? Did I say something funny?
Nah, not really. It just sounded like you were actually kind of fond of him.
Oh, I guess so. Yeah, I think you're right.
These people trust each other, and they're always thinking of one another. When one of them faces danger, the others always rush in to help them. A term comes to mind: ideal companions. I wonder how Yukun and his friends are doing. I have a feeling that this group and Mitsuru-san's group are going through similar problems after all.
What about you, Labras? What'll you do?
Huh? I hope Mitsuru-san and the others are okay. Could you please go right to that tower? We'll head over there too as soon as we can.
Okay, no, this is different. Because whenever they came down in the Persona 4 story, Narukami was fighting Sho. This is different. Yukari-san and Kinkun look at me. It doesn't matter to them that I hadn't known them for very long. They see me as a companion and trust me.
Right! It's decided then. Labras, you head to that tower. Oh, also, something felt off when I summoned my persona earlier. You might want to be careful.
You felt it too? It was like, well, it felt like the evoker wasn't working, didn't it?
Yeah, it might be that we can summon our personas without our evokers.
In any case, we should get moving. If what General Teddy said is true, we don't have much time to spare.
Mm-hmm, got it. If anything happens, let's meet at the bottom of the tower. Be careful, both of you.
Yukari-san and I leave Kinkun on the roof and head for the stairs. She and I split up not long after. All of us firmly believing that we'll see each other safely once more.
Wait for us, Mitsuru-san.
I run at full speed and turn my eyes towards the looming tower. I will rescue her. Oh, please be the end, please be the end, please be the end. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, that was so much reading. Holy crap. That was over an hour of reading, almost. Oh my God, dude. Oh. It's so dense with dialogue. But why?
Welcome to the Velvet Room. This place exists between...
Picture in your head your own appearance. I wish you good luck.
You're gonna give me something to do to decompress after all that reading.
I don't dare even blink!
Ew.
Round one. Fight!
Well, at least he waited for me.
How lame.
Labras. Win. Round two. Fight!
Okay, I can double jump. I was wondering because the height was fab for a second. I guess it's just how I timed it. Get back, Wolf. Or not Wolf. Bull, yes. Why did I call it bull? I don't know. Anyways. Alright, I'm gonna end it here. I know this video wasn't very action-packed, but it was just a lot of reading. And that happens, I guess.
Even if you are me, I'll accept you as many times as I gotta.
Jeez, only a C grade. That's depressing. Guess because my persona broke. Anyways,
Welcome
I guess
to the Velvet Room.
I'm gonna end it here, everyone.
This place
So if you
exists
enjoyed this
between
video,
dream
please
and
consider
reality.
liking and subscribing and
matter.
leaving a comment down below for
Why
me.
don't you introduce yourself?
And as always, until next time, goodbye for now. Boo.